Very good afternoon to everyone. Thanks for joining today for our Bounce Back with the Technology Advantage webinar on digital technologies. This e-summit has been planned and is being conducted by SME Chamber of India in partnership with Tata Tele Business Services. Uh, we have three speakers today. Uh, Initially, Chandrakant sir was supposed to give welcome address, but in his place, I'll share my opening remarks. That will be followed by Mr. Vikas Roy, who's a solution expert with Tata Tele Business Services, and he'll be speaking about smart solutions for SME, IT, ITS to accelerate growth. We'll have a short poll as well in terms of a feedback about the session, and then subsequently we will have our speaker, Mr. Rabin Shah, who will be talking about digital SME strengthening and transforming SMEs for better growth. And finally, we'll have some closing remarks by Salunke sir. With that, moving forward, as I said, we live in exceedingly difficult times currently with the pandemic rearing its ugly head in India as well as globally. But that should not inhibit us in exchanging ideas and thoughts through such virtual conferences on the challenges, opportunities, and trends that shape the digital technologies. And in today's session, we will try to understand from our SME president as well as esteemed speakers about role of digitalization, technologies that are shaping the SMEs towards their path to growth and increased contribution in the Indian economy as well. So digital is not just a theme for companies, it's a necessity for growth as well as sustenance. In India, there are many initiatives which are happening across technology spectrum through government and private sector help to bring technologies to all the sectors of industries. Skilling, technology, finance, intellectual property generation are all part of these efforts. So with that, I'll having set the context, I'd like to invite Mr. Vikas Roy, who is a solution expert North Tata Tele Business Services. He'll be speaking about smart solutions for SME, IT, ITS to accelerate growth. Mr. Roy has been a technical manager with 14 years of successful leadership in startup and territory expansion work. He has consistently achieved top ranked performance in every position by bringing revenues and profits to new heights. He's an expert in design and solution of lease line, VPN, internet, M2M to large corporate, SME, and government accounts. Mr. Vikas Roy, very welcome. The stage is all yours.
Hi, thanks, Aman, for brief introduction and setting a content for today's session. I'm just going to, as already you mentioned, I'm a Vikas. I'm a solution expert from Tata Tele Business Services. And today I will try to cover how Tata Tele Business is design a product in such a manner so that it will help our SME to escalate a growth in the current scenario also. Just I'm going to showcase my start my presentation. As today the time is very tough and we are all working from remote offices, or some people are going to the offices. So Tata Tele Business Service also design a certain products that will help you in considering the current scenario to escalate your to perform your day-to-day activity or day-to-day work, and also help you to escalate the growth. So I'm just going to cover what are the products in today's scenario we have that will help you to connect, feel you connected and help you in terms of your performing day-to-day activities. Today I'm going to cover in my presentation, like I will cover data as well as voice, and I will also try to touch upon the cloud part. And apart from this, like security is also one of the major concern, which I will also touch how Tata TTBS having a product portfolio that will help our SME customers to protect their information. I will start with a smart VPN is you people are aware what is the VPN kind of solution. In TTBS we have a smart VPN portfolio that will help in terms of like compressive WAN networking solution that deliver key business benefits like data privacy, cost saving, and reliable services. As being in a Tata Tele Business Services, we have a 5 kind of MPLS offering. One is a traditional MPLS. One is One is a traditional MPLS, and after that, if you are looking for low cost connectivity in with a managed security service overlay, then you can opt for the internet VPN. And apart from this, if you have a small offices and want to connect with all the small offices, then you will have a MPLS on LT, which will work on 4G, 3G on last mile. And if like nowadays, every people are moving towards the cloud, and they want to put their application on cloud and want to establish a connectivity with the cloud service provider, then we have a secure connect as a product portfolio with us. And apart from this, like nowadays, many people working from home or working from remote offices, considering the current scenario, we have a remote access solution under the VPN, so that you can connect your endless possibility with your business, so that you can perform your day-to-day activities. I'm just going to elaborate what is the MPLS. Many people are aware, but I'm just going to cover. It is a L3 kind of service we are offering. And under our MPLS bucket, it is a multicast supported. And considering the security parameter, we have a 128-bit data encryption. And we also provide a bundle CPN router along with our MPLS that will help you to perform managed service activity. And we also provide a 4 class of services so that you can prioritize traffic as per your requirement. In terms of like bandwidth, under MPLS, we are providing a dedicated bandwidth, and the upload and download speed is a semantic in nature. And if you want to upgrade it, your bandwidth, you can upgrade it with the like it's easy to scalable, and we have a IPv6 enable infrastructure with us, so that if you are looking, if your devices are supporting IPv6, you can opt for IPv6 IP schema from us. In terms of like monitoring, you will get a proactive monitoring that will help you to monitor your link end to end, and you can use with the help of that link, you can use the uptime, what is the traffic report, you can monitor all kind of aspect with the help of our web portal. And apart from this, for getting a better service, time to time the device health checkup is also required, and we used to do, so that you will get a good service from us, and we are also SLA compliant. In terms of like last mile is a major concern in India scenario, so that we provide a both kind of last mile. One is a wireless, like over optical fiber, and another is a wireless, where we are providing over radio or 3G, 4G last mile. Apart from this, we have a 24/7 NOC services, so that if you are facing any kind of problem with your connectivity, you can connect with our NOC and get a service resolution within time frame. And we also offer a managed service, so that you will have a complete visibility of your link, what kind of users pattern you have, and accordingly you can plan your infrastructure for future scope of work. Like this is the basic network architecture, just I'm going to cover, so that you people have a brief idea how MPLS architecture works. Like for example, this is the head office location, and these are the branches location. And as already discussed, like if you have hosted your application in some of the cloud service provider, like major cloud service provider in India is AWS, Google, IBM, and Microsoft Azure. We already have an NNI partnership with this, so that with the help of that NNI partnership, you can establish a connectivity without incurring much major cost. And apart from this, like for example, if you are looking for some low cost kind of solution and already having an internet connectivity at your office premises and remote location, we will use your existing last mile connectivity and try to establish our MPLS connectivity with your head office, so that you will have a seamless connectivity using your existing last mile. We will create a IPsec tunnel with our MPLS cloud, so that you will have a seamless connectivity and secure connectivity using your last mile itself. Apart from this, like for example, if you are having a small offices in remote location, and where the feasibility is a major concern, we are providing a 3G, 4G kind of last mile also in that scenario, so that you can connect your all the offices without any challenge, without any challenges, and your all locations will be connected with your head office location. So this is the basic architecture, network architecture with for MPLS. I'm just going to explain what are the benefits you are going to get if you are looking for cost-effective solution. Like it is here, we have an offering that is called Internet VPN solution. Under this, we are using a customer last mile only. Customer any internet last mile service we are using, and try to establish a connectivity using that internet itself. What is the key benefit we are getting from this? It is a secure and seamless connectivity because complete environment is MPLS itself. Cost effective because we are not going to design any kind of uh, last mile for same, so that it is a very much cost effective. And feasibility, as I mentioned, feasibility is a challenge for India because we don't have adequate infrastructure, telecom infrastructure in rural areas. So that with the help of this, there is no challenge of feasibility. If you have your own existing internet or broadband, we will use that last mile and try to make establish a connectivity with your head office location. Apart from this, the managed service, with the help of managed service, you will have a complete visibility in terms of traffic, in terms of utilization, in terms of any kind of fault. You will get all kind of services under managed service bucket. As already mentioned, we are also providing our MPLS solution over 3G, 4G last mile. With the help of this, the major advantage is a customer will get the enterprise grade wireless data VPN service. It is a LTE SIM based last mile for MPLS. Enable reach to remote location connectivity. Your all location will be connected. Manage and secure connectivity we are providing with the help of our 3G, 4G last mile also. It is a telco agnostic connectivity, so that you need not to depend on a certain telecom service provider. It is a telecom agnostic kind of connectivity we are providing, and the customizable as per customer use case and requirement. Depend on your requirement and use case, you can customize the bandwidth, you can customize the application, what kind of application you are running, and accordingly we will provision the service for you. Apart from this, we offer a three kind of services under this. One is a SIM bonding, another is a dual SIM. Under dual SIM, you will get a primary, secondary kind of auto failover kind of setup, and with a single SIM. And we also provide different kind of data plans, so that as per your requirement and need, you can select the data plan that will be more cost effective and more business suitable for you. Like we have a secure connect solution. For secure connect offers a private dedicated reliable network connection between customer network and cloud service provider over MPLS network as a backbone. As we already mentioned, now every people are moving towards the cloud. They are hosting their application, they are hosting their data towards the cloud and want to secure connectivity from that location. For same, we have a product offering, a smart product offering that is called a Secure Connect. Secure Connect simplify provide a secure and fastest connectivity to the world leading private cloud service provider. As of now, we have a tie-up with Azure, Google, Amazon, and IBM. The advantage of this secure connectivity, you will get a predictable performance on your MPLS or on your MPLS network. High security because it is a completely MPLS kind of environment we are offering to the customer. High throughput because you are hosting your application, you require a high throughput at that end so that your application can run smoothly. That will help you in terms of high throughput. And low cost because we already established an NNI connectivity from that location. You need not to invest from the scratch, so that you will get a low cost kind of service with the help of our Secure Connect solution. Major key benefit we are offering under the reliability. We are signing a service level agreement with our customers, so that customer have a confidence with our service offering. Dedicated access with private connectivity, because here we are all the connectivity established over the MPLS, so that it is a completely private. It is not over the internet, so that internet attack is can be bypassed in this case. Low latency and how high throughput performance, so that it will help you to get your desired application run with the sufficient amount of bandwidth. You will not face any kind of day-to-day business challenge. In terms of secure, as already mentioned, no risk on internet-based kind of attack because completely MPLS environment. And another is a full control. You will have a complete visibility of your network, so that you can see what kind of performance going on your network. In case of scalable, you can scale as per your requirement and need. And tomorrow, if you want to add a new site, it's hassle-free in terms of adding a new site, because it is a completely set up and you have to just add one more site on this, and the new site will be connected with your cloud service provider. In terms of manageability, you will have a centralized manageability of your link. And apart from this, the network performance static will be also visible to you, so that you will have a complete you will have a complete visibility of your network in front of you, how the network is performing. Most important thing nowadays, a remote access solution. With the help of remote access solution, it's provide a remote access to your office in easy and secure way. You can access your office infrastructure sitting at your remote location or work from home environment. It's enable you to use a critical business application remotely or working from home. The benefit of this, it's quick and easy to install. It's enable business continuity during work from home scenario. That is a primary need of today. Ensure data safety because it help you. It's completely designed on MPLS network so that it's help you to ensure data safety, multiple device and OS support. And you tomorrow, if you want to scale up, you can easily scale up with our connectivity with as per your connectivity need. These are the few benefits of remote access, like work from home and work from field or out of office kind of culture it supports. In terms of like security, we are providing authenticate based logging for establishing the connectivity so that security is taken care. Easy to set up, simple login on a soft client. We used to install one soft client in a user laptop or desktop through which they are logging to the secure remote access application, and accordingly they will reach to head office. Multiple devices and OS supported. This is also one of the beauty of this product. There is no such foundation in terms of OS and applications. Cost effective, connects over home Wi-Fi and broadband so that no OTC hardware required in this case. That is one of the add-on for our SME customers. So these are the key benefits we are offering for remote access under our MPLS offering. This is another product offering we have that will help our SME customer to achieve and perform day-to-day office work that is completely based on internet. Like how this infrastructure works, we are going to install one physical firewall at customer premises at zero cost, so that with the help of that firewall, their remote workers can establish a connectivity with their office and access the office LAN infrastructure. That help them to perform a day-to-day office work and access to your office from remote location. It supports a work from home and remote kind of work culture and business continuity. You can perform your day-to-day or office work anytime, any kind of environment, and in any kind of setup. So this is the complete internet-based of solution we are offering from TTBS to our SME customers. As we already discussed, the cloud is a current need of the market. Everyone is talking about the cloud, how cloud can support everyone moving towards the cloud. We have a cloud offering with us so that our SME customer or our customer can connect or deploy their applications on cloud with the help of our product offering. Under the cloud bucket, we have a TCL IZO as a product that will help our customer to, there are three kind of offering we are giving under the TCL IZO cloud solution. One is if you want to host your application, we will provide an adequate infrastructure at our data center so that you can host your application in our data center. Apart from this, if you want to host your, if you are looking for a storage kind of setup in our data in Tata data center, we will provide that kind of infrastructure in terms of your requirement, and you will get a storage in our data center. And third kind of offering we have, that is a colo kind of setup. If you want to put your server in our data center, we have a multiple data center throughout the India. You can put your server at our data center and accordingly perform your day-to-day work. And these are the offering comes under the infrastructure as a service. As you are aware, there are three kind of cloud service in market. One is the infrastructure as a service, another is a platform, and third is a software as a service. Right now, we are dealing with the infrastructure as a service, in which network, storage, server, and virtualization taken care by service provider, and OS, middleware, runtime, and data application as per customer requirement and need. We are trying to provide to the customer so that they can host their application seamlessly and without any problem. We have a global footprint available with our ISO kind of solution within India, and outside India we have a multiple footprint, so that tomorrow if you want to replica of that image in a foreign country also, it is available as per your requirement and need. One of the major aspect right now we have, that is a cyber security. Everyone is working from home. Everyone is trying to access the information from home. The cyber security is one of the major aspect. Why cyber security is important nowadays? I'm just going to explain. Most important is the data loss, because number of attackers are trying to theft your data from your system. Second is a financial loss. For any organization, any as an individual, we have our financial data. If and apart from this, the reputation is also play a major role. Like every company has their reputation in a market, and they are in B2B business. They are, basis on their reputation, they are getting a orders also. So these are the stuff by which cyber security matters nowadays. Apart from this, you have your customer database that you will lose with your completion, and it will also impact you financially. So that's where the impact of cyber security and the requirement of cyber security is nowadays very much essential for any organization. Being a enterprise, you have to how your security is going to be a risk while you are browsing the internet. You are not aware which one is genuine site, which one is not genuine site. Apart from this, while you are accessing a company server, that is also, we are accessing server from company server, from mobile, from laptop, and trying to access the information whether my mobile or whether my laptop is protected enough or not, or whether it is not impacted, so that my server is also protected from those kind of virus or malware. We are getting a mail. We are getting a lots of mail in terms of good mail, bad mail. If we so that we can protect our mailbox with the bad mail, and we can block those kind of mail, so that it will help you to enhance my productivity and protect my company server also. We are all working from home, and we are accessing kind of India matter is not that much protected, then it can be create a problem for my company server. That's why enterprise security and risk considering these following 4 points. Now Tata, what TTVS did, TTVS tied up with the global leaders in terms of providing a good kind of product to our SME, or customized product to our SME. And these global leaders are market worldwide global leader as per the different kind of report like Gartner and Boston Waves. For we have a total 5 product offering right now for our SME customers. That is a web security, email security, and multi-factor authentication. For same, we have a tie-up with the Cisco. That, as you people are aware, Cisco is a very good organization in terms of like security. And for firewall, we have a tie-up with the Fortinet and Palo Alto, and we try to customize a product in such a manner so that our SME customer get a maximum benefit with the minimum cost. Apart from this, we have a for endpoint security, we tied up with the Trend Micro, and as you are aware, as per Boston Wave report 2019, Trend Micro is a number one is in leader quadrant in cloud security solution. So what are the product bouquet we have under the cyber security as of now? We have an endpoint security. With the help of endpoint security, you can protect your device like a smartphone, laptop, and tablets. Our second product we have, that is an email security. With the help of email security, you can block spam, virus, malware, phishing kind of mails, and block unwanted mails so that it will not reach to your inbox. Under web security, you can eliminate online threats when you visit the website. Virtual firewall, we have safeguard your business against the threats. And multi-factor, if you are looking for two-layer kind of authentication, you can opt this kind of service for multi-factor authentication. So these are the 5 products bouquet we have as of now, and we are continuing adding this product bouquet at time to time as per customer requirement and need. Apart from this, we recently launched a new product that is called a SmartFlow that will help you. It is a complete cloud communication suite we have. Cloud communication kind of like if you are looking for hosted kind of service, or our SME customer looking for hosted kind of services, so that we have a product that will fulfill their requirement that is called a smart flow. What is the challenges right now we are facing?
Connected, but voice is not there. Just now started.
You are
5
getting?
minutes, it was not there.
Okay. Now, key challenges. Key challenges in terms of right now our SME has major challenges business continuity. In terms of business continuity, they want a kind of setup so that their business continuity will continue in any kind of environment. Apart from this, major one of the challenge, everyone is working from remote office and not going to the office regularly, or the attendance of the office is less, and they want to work there as per their day-to-day routine. For same, you are facing challenge in terms of remote working environment. The productivity is major play a role in terms of like while your people are working from home, whether they are performing or not, what kind of reporting they are doing, you are not aware. For that kind of challenges right now business is having. Major important challenge right now is a cost optimization. It is a completely OpEx based solution we are offering under the smart flow, so that your cost optimization can be taken care here. Ability to scale, if you want to upgrade it in within certain time frame, so that you can scale up with because it is a cloud based kind of solution we are offering. So we have adequate infrastructure at our data center. As per your requirement and need, you can upgrade it easily. Customer data privacy, as you are aware, being a Tata, we are bounded with the DOT norms, and we are governed by the TRAI, so that we used to follow all kind of norms here, and customer data privacy is taken care by Tata. To overcome all kind of challenges what we discuss, we have a smart flow as a product offering, where a smart flow is a multi-model, multifunctional, flexible, scalable, secure, and reliable suite cloud-based communication for our customers. It's help you to digitally connected and business intelligence, and it help you to enhance your productivity. How it will be done, we are just going to explain in my coming slide. Why smart flow is required? If you are looking for anytime, anywhere kind of communication, the smart flow is best product for you. It's free your employee from their desk or from your cubicle. They can access the information on the way, or work from home kind of setup also. It's reduce operational cost. We are not going to install any kind of infrastructure at your place. It is a completely cloud-based kind of environment we are giving to you, so that it will help you to reduce your operational and capital cost. Enterprise grade kind of security, as already mentioned, we are bounded with the DOT norms, and it is a kind of enterprise service we are offering. We are trying to sign up the service level agreement for this product, cloud-based product also, so that your service experience will not degraded. Get business intelligence. You will get a multiple kind of report, like your agent performance report, your department-wise performance report. You will get a multiple tools of report, so that you can enter to the live call and listen what kind of discussion is happening between customer and agent, so that you will have a complete business intelligence, what kind of discussion, what kind of performance of your agent, so that you will have a complete visibility of that. On-demand scalability, as mentioned, we have posted our application in two locations, one in Bangalore and one in Ahmedabad, where we have our own data center, so that scalability is not a challenge. We have adequate infrastructure for that location, so that tomorrow, if you want to increase your capacity, you can easily increase it. Enhance customer experience. Under this, like you will get all managed as per your requirement and choice. You can create a multiple IVR kind of menu setup, so that you can design as per your requirement. You can design IVR, so that your customer experience will be enhanced. You can segregate multiple departments as per your requirement and need. For same, the SmartFlow is a best suit product for all kind of hosted voice kind of requirement. It helps you to intelligent call routing as per your requirement. If you want to know what kind of call routing you are looking for, if you have a different kind of departments, you can create a customized IVR. The smart a smart call flow to the agent. Depend on your time condition, time group, location wise, geography wise, you can route the call for particular agents. Agent monitoring in terms of like you will have a complete visibility of agent in terms of their productivity, in terms of their performance, so that you can consult or coach them in terms of how they can increase the productivity. We have a sticky agent kind of feature also. If some of the organization looking for that kind of feature in terms of they want to dedicate particular agent for particular customer for HNI kind of setup, so that they can use sticky agent kind of feature also in that scenario. Privacy and protection, as we are bounded with the DOT norms and so that we used to follow all kind of rule and regulation. And here customer data privacy is a, we are taking care of prime task, so that there is no such leak out on that scenario. You will have a comprehensive dashboard in terms of like all kind of performance related to how many live call is going, how many call missed you. We have it is a complete platform we are offering to the customer, so that customer will have a complete visibility of their business while they are working from either from office or working from home. Different kind of solution we have under this inbound kind of solution we have with the help of TFN or IVR. If you are looking for inbound kind of setup in the current scenario, you can do it. We are providing a virtual number to the customer, so that the number masking and number privacy can be maintained in this case of the customer as well as the your employee. CRM integration also possible. If you already have a certain CRM with you and you want to integrate so that duplicacy of work can be avoided, you can do it. Extension based routing also have. If you want to route the call to your supervisor or seniors, you can do it with the help of our platform. Apart from this, like click to call solution we have. It is a kind of you can click use the option with the help of website or panel. And now we recently launched an app also. With the help of app also, you can use the click to call kind of setup. OTP based calling is also possible with our platform. Number masking can doable with our platform. And apart from this, outbound with call transfer agent and call patching can also be done with the help of click to call solution. If you are looking for missed call kind of setup also, you can use it with the help of a SmartFlow. As a single product, we are offering multiple kind of solution to the customer. If you want to run a certain kind of a campaign for your existing customer or new customer, you can have a OBD kind of solution, and DTMF input can also be captured during that OBD, and you can route the call level in terms of like if some customer is interested, you can route the call accordingly. So these are the product offering, smart product offering we have that will help you, our SME customer, to accelerate their growth in current scenario. With the help of technology, they can use and they can accelerate and they can run their business without any disruption. That's in from my side. Over to you, Amit.
Thank you, Vikas ji. Thanks for sharing a lot of detailed information, both technical and not technical, about your product portfolio. I'll open up for questions, keeping sanctity of time. We can take one question. Anyone wants to ask any queries, speakers or delegates? Okay, if no one, Vikas ji,
May I?
go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Sir, how long do you believe that sir, these digital technologies will be able us to run our businesses, sir? I mean, can they be able to help us run our businesses for a couple of years, or it is just for considering the current situation is, so they just keep going?
As I already mentioned, we are also trying to add a product in our bouquet in such a manner so that you can run your business as per new technology and new norms, right? Like initially we used to offer a traditional kind of MPLS. Now we have a different kind of MPLS solution. Apart from this, like under cybersecurity bouquet also, we have recently added, as per SME customer market requirement and need, we have added 5 products, and we are continuously in touch with all the major global leaders so that we can add on number of products that will help you to perform your day-to-day task in terms of like your performance, your security, and without worry in terms of like connectivity. And you focus on your business, we will focus on your connectivity and requirement need.
Thank you for the.
Thank you so much, sir. Sir, what about the design and the development department, sir? Are they will they be able to run smoothly remotely?
So like we have a different kind of product offering as per your requirement and use cases. We can suggest what kind of product will help you in terms of run their business from remote offices or remote locations. So as per your use cases and requirement, we have a multiple products for that portfolio.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Vikasji. Thanks a lot. Uh, we'll move along now. I'll invite Mr. Rabin Shah, who is the Chief Engineer with Strategic Projects, Tata Technologies. And he will be speaking about digital SME strengthening and transforming SMEs for better growth. Rabin sir has over 28 plus years of work experience with Tata Technologies and Tata Motors. He has strong domain knowledge in product design as well as all areas of manufacturing. He is also a subject matter expert in execution, delivery, pre-sales, and revenue growth. Welcome again, sir. Stage is all yours.
Thank you so much, Aman. So I'm just presenting my presentation. Thank you so much, Aman, for giving me opportunity to share my experience and view. And good afternoon, each and everyone participating in this SME Summit. So in next couple of slides, I'm going to, just to answer, already Aman has talked about, I've come with 28 years of industry experience. I have worked automotive, aerospace, heavy machinery, FMC, steel, cargo, from end to end. And primarily in automotive, I work for the end-to-end product design to manufacturing and launch of the product work. Customer, I work for the worldwide, all technology of the engineering, talk about SO, PTC, Siemens, Altair, and worked. And domain, each across the domain I have worked upon, and lot of certification I had. And what I'm going to talk about is based on my experience, the projects which I have directly handled with the team within the Tata Technology to the customers. I'm going to share about that which will benefit our SME team. So I put in the challenges, and then I'm going to just touch upon the 8 aspects of the digital SME on the SME, and then at the summarize, I will summarize on the what learning and take away from here. Now, when we look at the challenges, I have put certain challenges here. Is the primarily which we see the 3D CAD data and document management, change management, the key challenges which SMEs faces and OEM or tier suppliers faces. That collaboration is very, very important, which Vikas was also talking about remote control in the current pandemic situation. And what we see that we have been using the point solution for doing any kind of product or manufacturing related aspects. So how this challenge we can address, I'm going to share with the case study and example. And we see that a lot of complexity is coming, with a lot of pressure on the cost, project delays happened, rework, quality, opportunity loss, and innovation. So these are the challenges I have just picked up to share. And the solution is that we say that when we talk about the platform based, then we can move it to the cloud based collaborative platform, go for the digital, do whatever we want to do first in digital environment, entire end-to-end engineering aspect, and then we go for the physical and virtual innovative process to be adopted, which we can see in the subsequent slide. And important that this will help into the faster time to market, and it brings the opportunity the gain as well. And I'm going to also talk about that how multiple layer of the technology can be added on by the SMEs to really take the benefit of the digital going digital. And in this context, it is very important that we adopt the best practices of the tiers or OEMs in India and overseas is being followed, which will help to really kind of build up solution. A benefit which we get is the time saving, cost saving, and the better quality. Reuse of the processes and data is very, very important. Moment you start reusing the process, straight we get a kind of 10% or 50% a kind of time and effort, cost and saving, real-time visibility. And the most important in current context, collaborate from anywhere, wherever you are working, you can always collaborate and you can build the digital way of working, and more innovation this provide. So these are our challenges, solution, and the benefit. Going ahead, I'm just touching about how these challenges with some 8 aspects can be covered to really overcome on it. Now, this particular slides I'm going to talk about, I have just covered what are the 8 aspects I'm going to talk about. But before that, if you see the top line here, how the evolution of Industry 4.0, we started with the steam engine, then we moved the assembly line, electrical line, then Industry 4 comes as a kind of automation, and Industry 4 currently we are talking about. But when you look at the Industry 4, there are a lot of the pillar, lot of aspects come. But those are the aspects comes the kind of the way the business needs, the way we grow and maturity happens, we adopt it. But when my viewpoint and experience that what element aspects, 8 element aspects which I'm going to touch upon would be good to learn and adopt by the SMEs to really to get all kind of benefit which you talked about. So I have put one high level the deck slides content for each of the 8 areas I have just prepared. I'll just touch upon the one by one. Now, this is very important foundation for all transition journey. If you see that I put this in slide in 3 points. One is that if you look at the horizon of the end-to-end product development cycle, it start with the concept, ideas, project management, design, manufacturing, prototyping, launch of the product, the ramp up. So this is the what are the end-to-end stages of a product life cycle, where whatever product we take, it has got these stages. But each of these stages is supported by the engineering solutions with the digital technology. So I'm just going to touch upon it. The second point is the base for go digital. Whatever we do it, adoption of the platform. I just talked about that adoption of the platform. When you do the adoption of a platform, when all the point solution collaborate together, we don't need to move the data from one point solution to the other software solution. So it works in the platform. So this is a point which I suggest to SME to really go for the cloud-based collaborative platform solution where all point solution comes together. No need to separate it out or work on data change management will really impact on that. And go for digitalization. Build the as is situation of the product or your manufacturer digitally, which will be set to the base for to do any kind of innovation add-on of the layer. And then collaboration, this platform provides the collaboration with the community. We have got our inside internal team, internal users, design, quality, production. They all can collaborate as a community, and I'll share their view and feedback. And also you can collaborate with the partners on outside, whoever SME's partners that they can also share, interact, and give their feedback. So very important. This project management is very good. So now the platform base is provide you that each of the task activity we have seen typically in the project management in Excel and other software we do it. But engineering solution at the platform is provide you to that each task associated with the design or CAE analysis or the manufacturing, all tasks can be assigned, and you can visualize the CAD data and progress live on the collaboration platform. People can collaborate, give the feedback, track, monitor, and we can see the across the timeline, what is the plan is that, what is achieved is done, where is the delay. All such things can be monitored and captured in the plot when you're collaborative, and the change management also happen, which is very well. And the last point is that it becomes the single version of truth, because if you follow the point solution, then what happens? Everyone will have their own data set, and the version tracking becomes very difficult. So we should have the platform which gives the single version of truth of the data or the CAD data or any kind of other information required. Faster time to market, and it helps us the time and cost saving. So right side, I have taken the target to would be to SMEs to set up the process and the flag in the ecosystem of what I'm talking about, the product life cycle, digital approval before going any physical. That kind of the flag should be set that one, your management or the authority who is approving is reviewed and give the digital approval, then only systems will allow you to go for the physical. It saves a lot of time, etc. At the bottom, I have touched about the various industry sector. All industry sectors of the technology and this process of going digital by the SMEs who are in this sector can be adopted, which is the infrastructure, the aerospace, or the supplier of the aerospace or a healthcare can be adopted with the combination of both. So this is the fundamental foundation of the transformation journey I just talked about. This is a very the loaded as a slide, but this slide is, if you go through it, it explains you in the detail how collaboratively product life cycles data and document is managed. So this is a platform which gives you the system of technology or software where all aspects of your the product and manufacturing ecosystem can be managed. whether it CAD data or non-CAD data or attribute of the product or attribute of the process, attribute of the product like weight. You talk about any document related to the CAE. You talk about the knowledge and engineering, any feedback. All such things can be managed. Another side, non-graphic area is there, bill of material, manufacturing bill of material, efficiency, project management, all such things in collaborativity in the PLM advanced management. But that is what we have talked about one. But when you go to the two, so PLM, there are a lot of users can be there. Design users will be there and all other function. All other function could be the service department, maintenance, quality, or production department, or new production, whoever they are in your ecosystem and community, they can straight use this data at the common repository of single person or truth of the any form of the data. That helps really visualize it, see it, refer it, and that also is got in the lighter format. Don't need to really take the heavyweight format of the design data. And bottom, you see the third is that whatever ERP also required a kind of your costing or your kind of a consolidation or ordering a business purpose. So this bill of material require relevant information passed to the ERP. So this whole the architecture or the concept is being used. I have been using it for all my customers, and we are getting it this solution deployed also. So this PLM background gives the solution. So when we have got the platform-based collaboration, there are software which I'm going to talk about toward the end. The technology provides this kind of collaborative approach. So this was my second aspect. Third aspect, which I recommend that we do typically we observe the challenges. We do the designing at one side, and then when designing is done, then we took the product validation, which we call the CAE analysis in terms of durability, reliability. We check it. So what is suggested is that if you see that the top right, we have put the 4 boxes. One is the product design, which is blue at the left side. Another is the CAE analysis, where durability analysis, it could be the fatigue analysis, whatever could be the situation. So when we do the product design, when designers are doing the product design, at the concept stage, he can himself do the first part of CAE analysis using the software and digital technology, so that he does the improvement, iteration, then and there in design aspects. And then once this is done, then the CAE analysis can carry out the detailed CAE analysis based on the pre-processing of data, post-processing, their methodology, we adapt and best practices there. There are the correlation of the data happens, which we can do it. So here, this methodology should be found. So product design at the concept stage, designer should be we do the CAE-led design. First concept level to be done. When detailed design is first level is done at the concrete output, CAE analyst takes over that. He does a detailed analysis, any feedback that he can again pass it the product. So it reduces my cycle time and it speeded the faster product design and launching the product, release of the product. Some of the efficient design point I have put it out that when we are designing, please assign the material, use the macros reduce, try for the standardization, commonization part, search for the part which I've talked about the PLM, reuse the part so that the part count goes down and the standardization commonization happens. So, and also this is important, say the component could be the forging or the casting. So forging casting has to be modeled with top of the design so that the in processes model of the forging casting sheet metal is done then and there in the product design, which becomes a kind of integrated and top of the layer of the product design. So this is the key point is here from my side the SME team is that CA driven designs to be carried it out the way this is presented here. And in my experience, whatever the engineering services I have done in the company and we are doing it, this is the concept which we follow. And there are millions of examples I can do and I have worked upon. The fourth aspect which we're talking about is the knowledge-based engineering. It's a very, very challenge when we talk about any ecosystem in SME that the people are there, your team is there, designers there, manufacturing guys there, the jigs and fixer, tooling, design people are there. Very important that there are two aspects of the knowledge gum. One is the aspect of the explicit knowledge, which comes from the design manual, engineering methods, material engineering. Second is the knowledge of tacit, which is basically one, I am based on the experience, I am learning as the kind of empirical method, thumb rules, observation. So both comes together to design any kind of product. So what we can do, this suggests that you develop an application with this knowledge, and where the user says, I'm a designer, I'm designing, say for example, connecting rod. He takes the basic input from from me as a user, like whatever basic input, it automatically design, it automatically makes the drawing and give me an output. So it captures the people knowledge. We should not miss out anything. So this is what application is talked about, and this is very useful, is benefited. I'm going to talk about with one case study. Is here. This is a case study, KB application for suspension. I myself has worked on this for the automotive customers based in US. So the requirement is that if you see the here leaf spring has got one stage, two stage, multi spring, where we give the input like stiffness, we give the pack height, we give the span length. So this basic input I built on a KB application, which take this basic input. And what I get, this entire which we see physically on the screen at the center number, it designed the complete 3D CAD model. And then also what it helps in the time saving, instance saving, optimization of design. So here my tacit knowledge and explanation goes into this by and design. So here in this project has given a time reduction, 95% of effort reduction, 95% of the effort reduction. So depending on your estimate, either in the product design or the dies and tools or the features which you are designing, this concept of KB application development can be brought in so that you reduce the time, your knowledge is captured, it doesn't go with the people, and both explicit and implicit knowledge is captured. So this is the fourth aspect I just wanted to touch upon and share. So I have touched on 1, 2, the 3, the fourth and fifth. I'm just going to talk about digital manufacturing. Digital manufacturing is covered all aspect of the manufacturing. German, we say the digital manufacturing. So say I'm just touching upon before going to the depth. I put 2 slides on this. These slides, it could be applicable to the greenfield project if you're setting a new plant, or you have got a existing plant which you want to add a new product or new variant, or you wanted to bring new technology. So both aspects are there. So upper side is talking about if you're setting up a new plant, business decisions are there, suppliers are there, make or buy your strategic or what capacity your plant that needs to be built. Then we take a strategy. So these are the subsystem we will tie up and we'll get from the outside, and some of the we decide we'll make make inside. And I have given an example from the automotive side. Say trims or paints up, I will have the plant inside, but I will get front axle, rear axle, a transmission from outside. And then what is suggested in the digital world, build the entire plant in digitally. If you see that I have talked about digital twin, where we do the plant layout. Plant layout means you can lay out, you can play with the documentation, material flow will happen in this way, that way, how we can optimize, how we go for the lean. On that, Mr. Salunke was talking about this digital technology will help with the plant going there, where is the space, how optimal space we can utilize, how the throughput capacity of different level can be appropriate. All such things in digital world will done. And then what is suggested that do entire thing in digital world. Once digitally everything is done, where it will have the time reduction, cost saving and improvement, then there is I put a flag here, then go and no-go flag or tagline or the gate is removed, then we go for the physical to doing the physical. So do entire thing in digital, entire ecosystem of the manufacturing in digital, or digitally proof, then we go for the physical. Same thing applies to the brownfield project. You have got an existing plant. You want to optimally utilize the logistics, or you optimally apply the space. You wanted to improve the capacity to find out where is the bottleneck. You are making only 10 per shift, but how we can make it the 15? So there, this digital simulation will help you where to map the entire process, take the layout, and run the plant for the say 1 day, 1 shift, 1 month, 1 year, and we can see that how much output it is. Where is the bottleneck? Then we work to remove the debottleneck it. So all kind of statistics get an exam. It build a digital plant. You can give a walk through it, e-learning kit, and robotic simulation. If you have got human, you're going all such things can be done digital. And then again in the brownfield, you go for the digital, remove the flag, then you go for the physical. So here's the kind of the project in a manufacturing we have got, build the entire thing for the existing new improvement. You can do the digital Kaizen. On that day, we are talking about how it could be in manufacturing. When the digital solution is there, all sort of experimentation, you can try it out the digital, you can do the digital, how we can improve, maintenance, all sorts of things can be done in digital environment, and then for the physical. So I'll just touch upon the details of that. I've just pushed the listed down, which you can do the layout, process planning, operation, time balancing, time analysis, line balancing, process sequencing. And once we do it, it is for a one area. It can be reused for the variant. It can be reused for the other platform, the model. So here we reduce the entire thing, timing that happened. I talked about the throughput simulation in the factory flow. 3D factory is the basically digital factory is the base for doing all kind of different layers can be added. Mold the entire thing, facility, material handling, your civil work, and entire thing visually you created it so that we go for the 3D factory. We also call it a digital twin as well. Other side, the right top, you see the process facility simulation. You can how the manufacturability feasibility we can to carry it out, whether collision will happen, a process will happen, a time is less, a time will take more, or class will happen. All such things we can do in the digitally, and we can improve. Then you can release the process. Shop floor documentation, process it, process FMEA, qualify as a part of your ISO requirement, as a part of change management, or releasing the document to the shop. All these things can be managed. And very important that this remains linked with your product, linked with the processes. So any changes happen, you can carry out the impact analysis here. So then robotic simulation, offline grip simulation, all and robotic path collision, so robotic offline program generation, all we do it in it. Just to share an example, my example, there was an OEM. We did the robotic simulation of a paint shop entire digitally, and we generated the offline programming, and we took it the factory and deployed it, which earlier was not done. It has reduced tremendous amount of the time and cost. Otherwise, supplier used to come, they used to do it the physically and the physically way of doing, so which takes a lot of time. Ergonomic simulation, you want to improve the fatigue of the operator, you want to check that how the fixtures to be designed so that the fatigue of the operator or visibility or posture of the things can be improved. Nowadays, we are very much concerned about operator. So these things can be done in digital world and can be improved. So this I have tried to give as a kind of overall area broadly. We talked about that. So the message, I would like to share with this is that digital is the way for time and cost collaboration and faster time to market and response to the customer. So this methodology will help the SME team to look into this and can connect with me. I can really help you to really how this adoption can be taken forward. And the sixth point which I've talked about is that very important is that how our SME's plant can be smart. So smart can be done how our machines become the smart. Means I can put the sensor or devices and I can collect the data information, uptime, downtime, and the maintenance time of breakdown or down digitally with the sensor and IoTs, and I push it back to the platform where I can do the dashboarding to see that yes, where is the machine breakdown, how much times, what part comes in. So this will help. So my view is that to start with the first layer, at least we can try with the energy. We can make our energy devices like power or temperature or the some machine utilization or capacity, how much you're producing. We can start with that, capture that, so that it will help is to kind of offer overall equipment effectiveness, which has got three components. One is component your AEP and quality QE. So quality effectiveness, performance effectiveness, and AE both multiplied to us we can give is that how improvement is happening. This is the way we measure it. If you see right, left, bottom, this is the way on any handheld devices or the system at the top level management can be visible. This how my production is running, where is the delay is happening. We can also calculate that cost real time cost per unit can be evaluated. So this is your smart factory beacon. It would be good that we try it out with the small thing, starting with energy, starting with the capacity production, and measure to start it, and then we can different layer of the machines or the factory can be made smart. It will have the less downtime, productivity will go, and higher overall effectiveness, equipment effectiveness will go. So this is the sixth aspect I wanted to cover. Seventh aspect I have just today I prepared especially for the SME the community is that additive manufacturing will lead the innovation in product design and manufacturing system. Typically, we know that additive engineering can be employed in the product design. It can be equally implemented in a manufacturing like dies, tools, or the fixer manufacturing. So methodology is that we see that there are 3 stages in additive engineering. One is the design, plan, then you print the part, whatever you are designing, and then post-processing. Post-process is when you go to design, it's very important that there are multiple things which we can derive to innovate the design. One is that CAD/CAM CA tool, extensive use of the CAD/CAM, we can do it. We can do the topology specialization, where size and shape can be utilized, which we are earlier with conventional method of manufacturing, we are not able to produce. But additive manufacturing gives that the way you design your product, the way you size and shape and the component design, it can be printed with the better available material. So here the CAD/CAM CAE, which I talked about just before, we can do a lot of innovation to come up with the optimal weight reduction, better material, better strength material. So CAD/CAM gives the platform. Then design and process the material is very important. Just printing of the additive manufacture is much more than how I am planning for printing processes for the part. So here it comes the time flow, how many orientation you need to do, how many to have, so that the support of the part reduces. So that goes there. Also, how part count can be reduced. Multiple 2-3 parts we can took together and design one component which is substitute the multiple part. So part count goes down, time and cost reduction happen, weight reduction happen. Then also a lot of innovations are happening in terms of material. Better materials are available, and here materials are available in the powder in terms of the metal. So losses of the metals, the powder is less happen. Then so those are the design process methodology we can adopt here. The second layer. Third layer, I have put the value analysis and value engineering. It's a kind of framework where multi-collaboratively team with different discipline, design, manufacturing, or quality, or marketing, sales, to work together on identified area or system or subsystem, and work together to taking the benchmarking data of the competitor in-house. Lot of informations are available, which I have listed down: key contributor, assembly, computer, suit cost, etc., vehicle approval, and together work to generate the idea of the product design of the processes, which goes into the designing of the part for the additive manufacturing. So this is whole lot of things goes into the designing and planning of the processes. I'll say that if you take the timing, 80% of our effort goes to at the design, and that all happen in digital world. This is what I've mentioned. The innovation stage 1 is the pre-processing. Then go to the printing of the part, which takes upon 15% part, depending on the kind of machine you are having, metal, non-metal, size of the material, and then post-processing. When I'm designing the product, it may call for some heat treatment also, or some post-processing also, like some material innovation. So that much effort is done. So this is what is the framework I wanted to talk about, and this is applicable for automotive, aerospace, highly is being used, healthcare, etc. It helps with the lightweighting, part consolidation, and etc. The challenges which we face is that the cost-effective solution for the medium large mass production is a challenge. Say the customized, the less quantity can be reduced. A lot of innovations are happening in the machine of additive manufacturing machine in terms of size and development, the new material and property. So we going to see that lot of innovation is expected in automotive, which will revolutionize our kind of industry sector. So this is about the 7 aspects. And last aspect, which I'm going to talk about, the various technology to be adopted, product life cycle, product design, corporate validation, digital manufacture, and metal flow. Metal flow is that, say you have got sheet metal, forming simulation, we can do it in digitally. Material filling, unfilling, formation, or your buckling, all can be done. So deform is a software which we can simulate digitally metal flow of the forging component, underfilling, raw material design, optimal design, all we can do. Then we can go for the die designing and the production. Similarly, for product design, there are a lot of software. Dassault is there, Siemens, Autodesk solutions are there, and now it is available on the product, the platform based CAD design. Lot of softwares are there. technologies they are available now on the product, CA validation, Dassault, Altair, MSC, Siemens Simulia, all sort of, say, depending on the kind of you are in business and SME and need, so appropriate solutions can be adopted. And digital platform, you have manufacturing, whole lot of, I have put the brand name, but there are a lot of sub modules and structures there which can be quick collaborate at the platform level. So this is in the summary of the technology and to be adopted to be in the digital. So this is what the 8 aspects I have covered. And the last is that as a summary that I would like to share only 3 points to our SME, the team, that creating digital twin and of product and manufacturing system to set the base for digital journey innovation. It would be targeted that wherever the engineering is there, it has to be digitally converted, the physical, which will set you a base plan for all kind of innovation, add-on layers of new technology, innovation, product manufacturing and technology. Second point is the set up digital technology roadmap, vision, and keep adding technology layers. I have done this, tomorrow you can add virtual reality, next you can have the data science, or you can have the collaboration. So a lot of other technology as per the Industry 4 can be brought in. And last is that adoption of platform-based solution, do away with the point solution, and collaboration with the partner and stakeholder who can collaborate for a successful adoption and realize of the benefit. So this is what the summary I wanted to on this. Any questions? I'm ready to answer. And I hope this adoption SME will lead in a competitive environment in India and also to be the global competitive in the global. Mr. Salunga is always talking about it to help our SME community. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Again, it was very wonderful. Open for a quick question. Does anybody want to shoot any queries to Ravin sir?
Yes, please.
Sir, may I?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir, for your wonderful presentation. Actually, sir, I'm not a businessman. I'm a researcher. I'm a student. I'm a tech student. Sir, I want to ask a kind of a personal question to you. Sir, what Tata is doing for adopting Industry 5.0? Sir, I want to know what Tata is doing for adopting Industry 5.0, sir.
Yes, the very nice questions, and you have asked. When we see your Industry 4.0, Industry 4.0, we have got a lot of technology, a lot of digitalization initiatives are happening. I have just touched upon the few. Say, I'm just for an example, say entire digital twin, digitalization, data science, cloud, cyber security, and then you talk about IoT sensors. So all these things are there. So in our Tata community, we are very aggressively working on this, and many companies are adopting. Say our auto EMs our auto companies are adopting, and also using this we are providing engineering services. We Tata Technologies also do provide. So and we are at a very nice maturity level of adoption of it and building capability. And a very good substance. So today's my presentation we will talk about some of the aspects which you have got. I myself have been working for Industry 4.0. Say talk about the product design, you talk about virtual validation, or the manufacturing or digital or IoT. We are doing very extensively work on this artificial intelligence, machine learning. So we are a very aggressive work we are been doing. Hope this answer you.
Respected sir, I hope everyone knows. I mean, these are all the aspects, the technologies of Industry 4.0. I want to know, sir, what Tata is basically doing for adopting Industry 5.0, and almost to when it will be adopted by Tata.
Okay. There are the multiple things which we need to do in Industry 4.0 as a company. Either you are a product design or manufacturing, we have been doing, and when the level of maturity moves, and the level of maturity brings a kind of marginal or difference between 4 and 5, which you are talking about, is the maturity levels. Some of the things we can put into the 4, some of the things we can put into the 5 also. But we are very aggressive. We are experimenting it. We have got a lot of initiative inside to go for Industry 4.0. A lot of innovation across the plant, across the unit is happening. And we are very, very advanced stage on that.
Thank you for your question, Subed.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ravin sir. We hope to get more of you in future. Before we go further, I'll request everyone to please fill in a form that has been posted in the chat window. Please do so before you sign up from this meeting. For our final words, I'll invite Salunke sir to share his thoughts about the session as well as that he has.
Very informative, nice, useful, and perfect presentation as per last presentation. And I'm sure that the participants and delegates, those are today watching, that after this webinar, we are going to publish on our all these sites where they are going to watch, and they are going to definitely come back to us. Special thanks to Tata Tele Services that providing the very unique platform, and especially Vikas Raji, your presentation is also informative. Because currently we are facing big pandemic, and this impact, second wave impact, is very highly impacted to our health and wealth. So rightly you said the communication is most important, and we have to build proper communication. Then only we can reach to the targeted customer and targeted your strategic partners. Friends, nevertheless, we have to focus on particularly on the advanced technology. Without advanced technology, we cannot move ahead now. Most of the people are working from home, rather doing business from home. And I'm sure that this is the right time to think about advanced technology. How we say, think local, do global, like that. Think for advanced technology and do best business and work from home. So I think both the speakers highlighted very well, particularly for the benefit of the SME sector industry. I'm sure that SMEs will come out with their unique requirements or the specific questions and specific need. Then we can support them. Let me tell you in by closing remarks that SME Chamber of India is working especially for the SME sector, and we are providing hand-holding and support for the empowerment for the next level. We are encouraging entrepreneurship. We are developing entrepreneurship and expanding entrepreneurship. And nowadays, especially for all these entrepreneurs, especially from the SME sector, manufacturing industry, they are looking three things. One is the business growth, second is the finance, and third is the advanced technology. So ultimately, advanced technology is a key role in their activities and their businesses, or even manufacturing industry. Without acquiring advanced technology, we cannot compete in a fourth industrial revolution, and even fifth revolution is coming. So now we have to focus on advanced technology. We have to focus on a uniqueness, how you will develop your system, where you can deliver quality service on time and best product, develop product to compete with the China and other world. I'm sure that today's webinar will definitely give you the insight of what are the developments happening in a telecommunication, IT, and especially for the industrial perspective. So friends, let's be in touch, be healthy, be wealthy, and let us work and put efforts for the making India as a manufacturing hub. And I'm sure that SME sector will definitely work hard. And in this pandemic, everyone should work hard from home, either from office, from factory. But we have to take care of our health. This is what I'm thankful to all of you. We are closing here this webinar.